Okay, so Kim is a dear friend of mine, and I had the pleasure of working with her a number of years ago when I was like, I don't know what's going on in my life. I have a farm, I have this wellness business. What the hell do I do with myself? And she helped me to go, whew, focus. And ever since that, I have not looked back. And she has helped to change my life and catapult my business in a direction that feels good in my soul. And part of that is because she does astrology and human design, and she's super psychic, and she uses crystals and cards and like so many different things. I always beg her to do a reading for me privately every single year, which she doesn't do because I'm a special person. She sometimes says yes to me, but she's incredible. And she's not just a person who does like intuitive stuff, but she's also an incredible business coach and has like, I don't know how many decades of business and corporate background you've had, but it's like all of this boiled into this amazing human. And we had the pleasure of having Kim here today to do our 2021 forecast. So I'm so excited you're here. Thanks. Welcome.
Thanks so much, Em. That was like an amazing, I'm like blushing because that was an amazing intro. Thank you so much. And you know, I love being here with you because, and this is for anybody who knows Emily, you know, like if Emily asks you to do something, you say yes. Just say yes. So Emily asked me to do this. We were trying to think 4 or 5 years ago. I can't remember. I had never been online. I had never been live. And I just said yes. And it's been awesome. We haven't looked back, right? Yep. So 2021, you guys. Okay. I am so happy to be here in 2021. 2020's over. Yes, everybody do a shimmy. 2020's over. We are so excited, right? Okay, so for 2021, here's the thing. You know how last year was like tight and we couldn't breathe and we couldn't move and the pressure just kept building? That's gone. So we can be so excited that that's gone, right? So, so yay, that's awesome. Here's the thing. It's gone, but it's going to be clangy this year. And what I mean by that is it's like, so last year, you know how I did this? I was like, oh, it's super tight. This year I'm doing like this. This year I'm doing like, you know, we've got to get our groove on. We've got to get our zhuzh in. We've got to figure things out. That's okay because we can do it. So the theme of this year is interface. We're gonna have the past colliding with the future. We're gonna have the synergy of the feminine with the masculine. We're gonna get really deep into the yin to be able to balance that yang. You know, so anytime you think of like, well, something's over here and something is over here, I'm gonna say yes. So you can say, wait a minute, it's black, it's white, and I'm gonna say yes. It's, you know, red or blue, I'm going to say yes. It's yin or yang, I'm going to say yes. And that's what you want to do too. So 2 things I want to say before I get into the energies and get into the themes in a really big way. One is when you look at numerology and you look at 2021, you add 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1, it equals 5.
Yes.
So a 5. So anybody who knows numerology knows what a 5 is. 5 is change. So this year is about change, and that's okay. So we're going to want to get comfortable with change. We're going to want to be able to handle. That's why I'm like, we're going to want to get our groove on. We're going to want to really be able to dance with it because some of the change we're going to be like, yay. And some of the change we're going to be like, shit, really?
Okay. Isn't that how change always is though? We're always like, this is what I want. This is not what I want, but this is definitely what I need.
Exactly, 100%, right? 100%. So Emily just said it, right? So it's either what we want, so yay, or it's what we need. And so then that's the like, oh, okay, fine, you know. Yeah. But then eventually, when we look back on it, we say, oh, thank goodness that happened. Yeah. So that's okay. The other part of this is that there are going to be technology snafus. And now we're all going to want to blame little Mercury, and normally we can, but there's like a big guy out there, it's Uranus. So like the whole year. So anybody who has tried to grab my guide or try to do anything this last week, oh, my email system didn't work. You couldn't download the guide. Like you couldn't, of course, right? Yes. I'm usually on the front end of it. It really won't start getting in until like the middle of January. And I'll give you all the dates, you guys, but overarching, you're going to want to smack Mercury. It's not his fault this year.
Yes.
So, I know. So, right. Okay. But I do just want to mention the guide. I have 3 of them because I'm good. I have a business one. Grab the business, like you grab the business one and you're like, okay, you get very practical advice, very business oriented advice. I do it by quarters. It's only a handful of pages.
Perfect.
I also have another one that's the worldview, because it's going to be a cacophony out there, guys. It's going to be really noisy in 2021. So, like, already we can see it, right? Like here in America, there's ridiculousness going on. Around the world, we know that there's things going on. It's going to be really loud. So I have a world guide, even if it's not your lane, right? No worries if it's not your lane. But if you're starting to get swept up in that, what I mean by, like, you go down rabbit holes online, or you get really fixed in a position, or you hide and you say, I can't handle it anymore. That's why I did that guide. I tell you about COVID. I tell you about the economics. I tell you about politics. I tell you about what's happening on the world stage. So you can just have a little bit more information, so you can let your mind ease. And so you don't get so fixed on something. You don't hide on anything. It just gives you, it hopefully quiets down that cacophony.
Perfect.
But then I have an ebook. It's crazy this year. It's crazy. It's like ebook. It's like literally, it's like 30 pages long. It has a table of contents. It goes through 12, I know, because I'm nuts, right? So it goes through 12 tips. It goes through the magical tools. It goes through the months. It goes through all the energies. It goes through like everything. Like literally, you definitely want to do that. So I'm hoping some of my marketing team is on here. And it's kimwoods.com 2021/business/forecast. You can sign up. I think we have to send you an email because nothing's working. So I think
kimwoods.com. I'm going to type it out. kimwoods.com/2021
business-forecast. So you have the choice. So we were going to give you a choice of which guide. No, that worked 2 weeks ago. It doesn't work anymore. So what's going to happen is you're going to get this terrible, like, it just goes, oh, there's marketing here from my email system. Terrible. But you'll get an email and you can just click which button you want for the guide.
Perfect.
See what I said about technology snafus, guys?
No, we're seeing it too.
Yep. And you know what? So when we think about this, think about 2021. We so relied on technology. What I'm hoping this year is that we only have snafus, right? So I've been telling all my people the last handful of months, if anything's a little bit wonky in your world, fix it. Fix it. New phone, get it. I just got a new computer, do it. Just fix it.
Yeah, my 2-year-old keeps throwing my laptop down the stairs, so I think it might be in the cards for me this year.
Yeah, either that or like put like bubble wrap around it or something, right? Like,
Deadbolt retinal scan on my door.
Unbelievable. You gotta love that, right? So not only is the big planet like attacking you in the form of Uranus, but you get your 2-year-old, like the destructor there.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love that. Okay. So I want to go into the themes. Like I said, interface. But what does that mean? So there's a yin and there's a yang. Okay. The yin is discernment. Now, over the last handful of years, I looked this up because I forgot. Like 2016 was alignment, 2017 was equanimity, 2018 was authenticity, 2019 was discernment. But remember how big 2019 was? It was like expansive and it was filled with possibility. And I was telling people to be discerning, and you may have or you may not have. I was telling you because of right now. So I just grabbed all those energies for the last few years because all those are going to help you this year. So discernment, what does that mean? That means you're not judging, right? Like you're not immediately going, well, I'm right and you're wrong. And I'm going to use a few examples, like I'm so spiritual, so therefore I'm awesome, and you're not spiritual at all, so therefore you're not awesome. That's not true, right? Like that person can be awesome because there's a beautiful practical application that spiritual, energy needs, right? So we need both. In America, oh, I'm red or I'm blue. So if I'm blue, I'm awesome. If I'm red, I'm awesome. And the other person's terrible. No, because I'm going to tell you, end of May, early June, going to be there's going to be a revelation. There's going to be literally truth coming out that we're all going to be shocked by. So here's where, if you're all like, well, I was doing this during COVID and you were doing that, so I'm an awesome person, but you're a terrible one. You don't want to be so attached to that opinion, because the truth is always in the middle, right? So some of the things about the yin and some of the things about the yang are awesome. Some of the things about the feminine, some of the things about a masculine, some of the things about spiritual, some of the things about practical. I'm just trying to open this up so you can see how this looks. Because when it gets to be personal, it's really hard. It's hard not to judge.
Yeah.
right? Because we love to, our mind wants to rationalize. We want to feel good. We want to feel like we're doing the right thing.
Yes.
And so that's why discernment, equanimity, alignment, balance. That's why I brought in all these energies, because those are going to be super helpful for you. So ask yourself this question: is this my lane? Is it my lane? Right? So if it's your lane, then you may want to get involved. If it's not your lane, let it go. Like if you're not a political activist, let it go. Right? If you're not, I don't know, part of some big diversity campaign, then just observe beautifully. Just listen, just learn, So that's going to be hard to do, though. And it's going to be hard to do because there's going to be tons of uncertainty this year. And there's going to be tons of uncertainty because remember last year when I said it's so tight, we're going to the birth canal, we're like birthing ourselves for the new era.
Yes.
And then no one listened beyond that, but that's okay. But I'm here to remind you that, and then I said, then next year we're going to be like infants and we're not going to know what we're doing.
Oh boy.
Infancy right now.
Okay.
Look, we have hands. What do we do with them? Let's throw it down the stairs. Yeah, right. So this is where we want to be more patient, want to be a little bit more compassionate, and that's to ourselves too, because we're going to want to make plans. We're going to want to be certain. We're going to want to know things, and a lot of things aren't going to be revealed yet. So with that, I just want to see if there's anything else about that discernment. So I have 3 questions for you.
Okay.
Is it in my lane? How do I want to respond? Not react. This is where you want to take a breath. Like it might drive you crazy that some people are with COVID aren't wearing a mask and they're all out doing like massive things. And on the other side, it might drive some people crazy that everybody's cuckoo and no one's going out and they have all these bubbles and they're not seeing anybody in their quarantine. Either way, people are doing what they feel is right. So if you say, okay, I'm going to react to that. I'm going to be all over like very vociferously and very like, I don't even want to say aggressively, maybe ambitiously. Think about, do you want to just respond to that instead? Do you want to take a beat?
Yeah.
Breath.
Well, I'm laughing because I've seen so much of that this year, and I think because people are stressed out and they're a little hostile and they spend a little too much time on social media and in the news and all the fear, and so they're quick to react. And so I like that you're offering this space to just breathe and let it process. And how do you want to respond? Give yourself that space.
Right, because if it's someone near and dear to your heart, you're going to be much kinder than if it's someone you don't know. So kind of think about that. Pretend it's someone that you love. And then if you do that, you can say, what would I say that would be productive? Like, what's my goal in this? What's my objective? Do I want to just offer my opinion because I do feel stressed and it will give me relief? And then in what way do you want it to be received? Do you want it to be received to actually make change? Or do you want other people to react and be defensive about that? So that's where you ask yourself, like, what is your objective? That's why that how do you want to respond? And then like that's like things that we want to push away. What about things we want to welcome? New opportunity. Like I joke and I say, anytime Emily asks me something, I say yes. 100%. I don't say yes to everybody.
Right. And also, by the way, you have to listen to our like podcast episode together on this, like one of the first episodes, I think it's episode like 11 or 12, like I don't even know, it was like one of the first episodes of the podcast. It was such a good episode that we did.
It was hilarious, right? Like that was all about hiding, right? And they're like, yeah, 100%. And I did. I think that was the first time I said, Em, what are we doing? I literally get on. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what are we even doing? I didn't even know. It was awesome.
I had that effect on people. I'm like, you ready to jump? Everyone's like, where are we going? I'm like, I don't know.
I know. Well, but there's discernment there. Like I hold you in my heart, so of course I'm going to say yes. I don't say yes to everybody because the opportunity may not be an opportunity. Maybe it's something that isn't really in my lane, or maybe it's a direction I don't really want to be pulled in, or maybe it's a direction I want to push in, or maybe I just don't have time.
Yeah.
Like maybe I just like legit, and maybe it's a yes. Let's do it this way.
Yeah. Or
maybe it's a, you know what, I would love to do that. You know what? There's someone else that can do that for you. And I have a whole bag of people that I refer other people to. So go into your heart space.
Mm.
That's discernment. Like it's really going into your heart space and like, what does your heart say? And if your heart is all in the yes, then go for it.
Yes.
And that's going to help with discernment. So that's going to be really like we're sitting here now. We're just coming out of 2020. The thing about 2020 is, first of all, 2020 was terrible. Like, let's just be real, right? It totally blew. Yet, it was super grounded.
Mm.
It moved really slowly. And it didn't give us a ton of options. So we didn't really have to flex that discerning muscle.
That's true.
Right? So this year, though, it's great. This year is the energy's opened up. We already feel lighter. We feel more optimistic. There is tremendously good fortune in this year.
Cool.
But notice how I didn't start there. I could have gotten on here, Em, and said, "Oh my God, 2020, woo," right? But I wanted to lay the foundation for that interface, that discernment, and I'm going to get into the discipline because it's change. And so there's great fortune in change. There could be change in finance, change in love. It's basically to break you free. Awesome.
Love it.
Everybody says they want freedom.
Yes. You know, it's so interesting that you said that because I was in my shower before and I was thinking about freedom and I was thinking about how everybody craves freedom, but there is also so much responsibility in freedom.
Absolutely. And that's key. And I'm so glad you said that because I'm going to go into discipline because that's the yang side of discernment. Because what's the discipline in this? You're absolutely right. Everybody wants to be free until they get it and they go, holy crap, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a transformation expert. Like that's what I do. I help transform your life, right? And so people go, oh, yay, like awesome. And when you come in with a call for me, you start working with me, I'm like, strap in, baby. Here we go. Right?
Yeah.
You're going to change. There are things that are going to change. And a lot of the change is going to be awesome. A lot of it's going to be uncomfortable. Ultimately, it's massively great for you. So that's what 2021 is for everybody. And it's a cacophony. It's going to be clangy. And I'm doing this with my arm. Sorry, it's not wide enough on my screen here. But like, it's going to be like, wait, I don't understand this yet. I don't see the clarity in this yet. I don't feel the goodness in this yet. And that's where it's a leap of faith. You have to take a leap of faith.
I can do.
Yeah, right. So some people have a lot of practice with that. And I have a goddess here, Ayani, and she's a leap of faith goddess, right? So I'm going to go into that when I go into magical tools because it's going to tell you can do that. Like Em can do that. She can literally, when Em met with me the first time, she was like, let's go. I am so ready. Let's go. She did. She looked forward, never looked back. Right? A lot of people don't have that appetite to digest that much at one time. You know, a lot of people
very weird in that way.
You are. You're like you're yourself off the cliff. You're like, okay, when are we going to meet again? And they were like, you guys, they were epically marathon meetings too. I was like, you want to keep going? She's like, yeah. I'm like, you sure? And you were like, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody can do that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So recognize what your appetite for change is. And then this is where the discipline is. And the discipline's going to sound weird, you guys, because it's not all like focused, that masculine, go forth, linear discipline. It's not. It's the discipline to hold the space. It's the discipline to be discerning. It's the discipline to say yes to both black and white. It's the discipline to be uncertain and have things unexpected and for things to be unknown and to still say yes to it.
See, when you say that, I just go like, yum, yum. This is like such a Kim, like that's such a Kim-ism. But uncertainty is a kind of paired with fear and scary and scarcity. But when I think of uncertainty and that openness, I'm like, wow, the possibilities, the miracles that could unfold.
It's filled with potential. It's endless possibility. It's like, yes, it's where all like goodness comes from, right? Like, because it's like literally opening yourself up to possibility. That's the beautiful part of this. I'm going to link it to 2019. This energy is not going to feel as good as 2019, you guys. 2019 was like luscious and we could just float around and it was just groovy. It didn't feel good for everybody because it was like there was like that uncertainty in it. If you like look at 2019, you're like, oh my God, that it was a terrible year. Then you're gonna like this year better, honestly, because there's more to react to, there's more to respond to, there's more input for you. If, however, you loved 2019 and you're like, oh no, this is where you're going to want to like fall into that masculine a little bit more. So this is where if you need a little bit more of that yang, a little bit more of that masculine, or if you need more of that, little bit more of that yin, a little bit more of that feminine, this is the year for you to figure out that dance.
All right.
I know, so luscious, right? Like so incredibly luscious. So I've said what I wanted to say about that. Practical applications about this. So because business, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to get into good timing in a minute, but before I do that, I want to talk about a different way of working. Masculine, focus, plan, schedule, launch, produce has its place. Feminine, be open, receive, collaborate, be in that beautiful amorphous, like kind of yes state and like an uncertain state of I don't know where I'm going to be going next, and I don't know what the next turn is going to be, and I don't know what my plan is. And I'm going to say yes to both. This is where that discipline comes because you're like, okay, I'm a strategist. I have my year planned, and I don't have my year planned at all. Right. I have placeholders.
Yes.
Of what I think is going to happen.
Same.
Right? And then we have no idea if that's actually going to come true or not.
Totally.
And that's what you got. That's what everybody wants to do. So if you're looking at your launch cycle and you're looking at the programs or the products or the offerings or you know, a new space or whatever it is that you have planned for 2021, say yes to it. And then say, I wonder how it's going to happen. Because you don't know. And that's okay. And it's beautifully okay. So I have things that I'm birthing, right? So I've got a healing thing that I'm birthing that I'm like, it's been about a year. I'm going to do a beta with a small group of healers. We're going to be doing this protocol. Is it going to turn into a program? I don't know. So it might, but it might not.
Yeah.
And so you can say, well, then Kim, why you're really busy? You have a lot of things going on. Why you're doing that? Because I know in my heart and in my belly, my inner knowing, even if it doesn't turn out to be a program, it's going to birth something I can't even fathom in like 23 and 24.
Totally.
So, but see how that doesn't, you know, so that isn't like my, okay, strict, that's definitely what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't have any definites this year. I think I'm launching group program in February and August.
Yeah.
You know, I think so. I think I'm going to have a product I'm going to release in the spring. Who knows? It's all perfect. What I do know for sure, it's going to be an awesome year and I'm going to have a massively successful year. I know that.
Amen.
Amen. And how? Don't know.
And I think that's the beautiful part, though. And I think that's also why people seek us out, because it's the balance between the left brain strategy and the right out there. Because you just go with the feeling and feel into, that's what alignment is. I mean, for people who are like, what the hell is alignment? It's when you feel good. She's saying yes from your heart. Your heart is literally like pulling you towards the things that are great. And you don't have to know the 90th step down the way. Just keep following that feeling, which I love that that's the theme for this year.
I do too. There's where I've been talking to my people a lot about letting go of control.
Yeah.
And stepping into influence, and letting go of that like vicious and allowing more. And so there's like the other thing I want to talk about is collaboration, and that's I'm gonna talk about timing in a few minutes. So don't let me forget to talk about collaboration when I get to that point, because it's a little bit too soon to do that right now.
We're talking about what? I'm writing this down.
Collaboration.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, so let me give you some dates, everybody. Okay, so there's the good news is last year I had to talk about like 20 things, right? Like,
oh my gosh, yes.
Building, and it was just terrible. But I don't know. I can talk about one big thing. There's the one big clang, that past or that future, that like right, wrong, that kind of, there's a clang here, and we've been feeling it. We know we've been feeling it. It's going to hit exact on February 17th, on June 15th, and on December 24th, and it goes into 2022. So but that's okay. Here's the thing: they're big, humongous planets. We're feeling it already. I'm just giving you those dates so you have something to coalesce around. Because when these things come in threes, that first time is shocking. So February's going to feel a little shocky. The June timeframe is another reason, because of that revelation. I'm going to talk about the eclipses next. Because of that revelation, it's going to feel like we're going to be like, what the hell? Like, honestly, we're going to be like, "Rrr." That's okay. But usually there's adjustment and refinement in that second one. And then by the third one, we got it. We're ready. You know, we've got it now. We're like, yeah, we can really groove with this. We really understand it. So layering into that, I'm going to give you the Mercury dates. So even though technology, guys, is not all Mercury's fault this year, I will tell you he's still going to be terrible to us. We love him, and so the good news this year, he's in air signs, so he's going to feel a little bit better. Last year he was in water signs. He felt terrible.
Yeah.
So he's going to feel better. So that's good. So January 30th through February 17th or 21st. And then May 29th through June 22nd, and then September 27th through October 18th. Air signs, communication is going to be a little bit off. You're going to get super distracted. Your intuition might be a little bit wonky. What else? Technology, granted. Should travel be happening again? Travel, right? So we can start thinking about that in that June and that September timeframe. So yay. So, and you know what? So just be patient. What I tell my people from business perspective, if you plant the seeds before those times, you can still launch during those times. But you need to anchor the energy before that. So well before that. So for right now, that January 30th, if you're thinking about doing something in the beginning of February, start talking about it now. Really plant some really good seeds for that now. And then you're just having kind of the refinement of it, because that's what the retrograde's about. It's like refinement.
Which is very happy. That's like just the day after Intuition Week, or we're doing Intuition Week, January 25th through 29th. We're just like,
so I have a challenge that I'm doing next week, and I did it next week, even though we weren't really ready, my poor marketing team, and we weren't really ready. But I was like, oh man, we gotta scoot this up a little bit further, because I do have Gemini in my chart. It affects me for longer periods. So if you're a Gemini or a Virgo, it affects you for longer periods. If you're Aquarius, the January 1 will affect you a little bit more. If you're Gemini, I already talked about Gemini, so that May 1. And if you're Libra, that September 1 will affect you a little bit more. So it's just good to know. So because of that, I was like, you guys, we need to scoot this up a little bit earlier. So I saw you did your climate cleanse like on the 1st. Awesome. We're doing this here today. I've got a challenge next week. And Em, you have your Intuition Week. Do all 4, and 2021, you'll be set.
To them. We got you.
100%. 100%. So with these energies, don't worry so much about the days. Just recognize, like, if you're feeling off, if you're feeling like, wait a minute, and you can feel the build up to it, know you'll get relief like right after those dates.
Love that.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving you the dates. But they're big, so they're going to be here the whole year. Again, I don't have to layer 20 other things now. I know, so good. Last year I was just like, holy crap, I'm gonna stop talking, like there's just too much going on.
And I was like writing and another page. I
know. So these guides are much more about tips. Last year they were much more about layering all the energies on top of each other. The eclipses, we just had an ecliptic cycle. What was it? November 30th to December 14th. That was about discernment, strategic discernment. See how this stuff beautifully fits together. The one, it's going to be end of May, beginning of June. It's about truth. And then the one again, the next one, November, December, is about social change. So we can get a glimpse of 2022 there. So think about this. When we think about this year is about change. I've talked about the interface of discernment, discipline, about that masculine, feminine, about getting really comfortable with that. Think about preparing yourself for your best future. That's what this is all about. Your biggest possibility, your highest amount of abundance, the deepest amount of love, joy, freedom, calm, harmony, like all those things.
Yeah.
Ecliptic times are really good times to set intentions.
Yes.
So if you hadn't set the intentions yet, don't worry about it. You know, you can still, we can really take the new year view of it, or a new moon. The next new moon is the 13th of January. Any new moon, or you can say the seasons, spring. Like there's always a really good time to either set those intentions or revisit them, because they're great guideposts for you.
And would you say even like monthly to do them with new moons? And
definitely. So in my Power Up group, you know, my free group, I do the monthly oracle. So I do like, here's the month, guys. And then I do new moon ritual and I do full moon ritual every single month. And I do all the energies, and I give you magical tools, and I give you good tips, and we do ritual. And you're right. So every new moon, you can set those new intentions, and every full moon, you can then say, okay, take stock, celebrate where you are, and then you can start releasing things that you want to just get rid of, because then they're holding you back.
Yeah. And I like doing it monthly too, because like we just did the karma cleanse, which is like, let's get rid of the whole year and maybe other things that have been lingering around. But when we are intentional every month and do these kinds of rituals, it frees up so much. And my husband actually watched this year for the first time, and he was like, there were so many people who are like, I don't think it's just going to work overnight like that. And I'm like, well, when you think that way, you're probably right. However, I have seen instant shifts in myself, in my clients, when you are just ready. You're ready to let go of it, and you just energetically like cut it out.
Absolutely. Think about that. 100%. Like anytime, because we're going to do ritual today, right? So there's going to be this huge, awesome ritual we're going to do. And for those of you who are ready, you're going to be like, oh, I'm ready to wear this right now. And that's awesome. And for those of you who aren't, you always have the opportunity to go into this again and again. I'll usually do the timestamp for people. So when I do it monthly, I do it for like a half an hour. The first 20 minutes I'm talking, the last 10 minutes I'm doing ritual. Skip over me for those 20 minutes. Like, who cares? Who cares, right? What is the ritual? Same thing if you watch this again. We're going to do it in probably 10 or 20 minutes. I mean, 10 or 15 minutes, right? Zip right past that 45 minutes of us talking. You've already gotten the information. You've already, like resonated with the energy. Zip right through that. Go right to that ritual, because there's always something more. So I'm going to tell you something, Em. You're going to laugh. That October retrograde was so terrible. And it was terrible because we literally were like crawling across the finish line. I swear to God, my chin was scraping on the pavement, right? And I'm like,
yes,
oh my God, we gotta like keep going, right? I was like, ugh. So we ended up doing a 5x5 challenge, where I did a meditation for like 5 or 6 minutes, and I gave it to everybody, and I asked them to do it for 5 times a week. And we did it for 6 weeks. And I gave away, you're gonna just breathe, because this is how I roll. I gave away $2,000 worth of prizes and didn't sell anything. I just did it because, why did I do it? Because it was so important to get into that ritual, to get into that routine, to get into that like recognition of, you get this the first time, you'll get this the 10th time, but you get this the 100th time or whatever. Because that's important. So for those people that got things there's some people that are one and done, beautiful. Totally. And there's some people who aren't, also beautiful.
Yeah. And I keep sending emails like the karma cleanse replay, like do the karma cleanse, do it again, do it. Because you get something different every time. And your physical ears just don't hear certain things.
Right.
And you're not that right vibration potentially. You're just not ready for it yet. And even people said in my membership, they're like, oh my gosh, I know I've done this before, but I never had this experience that I had the 5th time.
Absolutely. And that's why I got people like doing the same meditation for 6 weeks. And again, I gave crystals and books, and I gave a free reveal. Like because I was like, you guys, I'm going to bribe you to do this, so you get into the habit of it. Because and that's really important for 2021. Like I said, a lot of things were important in 2020. I meant it. In 2021, I mean this one. I literally on the business guide said meditate daily, period. Yeah. And I was like, stop talking. Just do it.
Exactly. People are asking how to find you. Thank you guys for putting her website in there.
No,
and I will say this, we are having fun and we're getting this out there, but definitely join Kim's groups to do these rituals, to get this stuff. She's so generous with the stuff that she gives out. And you'll always get something really incredible from her for sure. So yes. Oh, thanks. Thanks for posting that.
Awesome.
Emily.
So somebody's taking care of me, right? Because I'm not even following the comments. I can't do 100 things at once when I'm online. That's just not my vibe.
I know. It's cool.
And that's what we're here to help, right? So we do offerings, and we do them because we want to, because we recognize they're important, and we know they're going to help so tremendously.
Yes.
And we do it because we can.
Yeah, we love it. Oh, and this, I forgot to tell you and everybody on here, we are going to be repurposing this video as a podcast episode on the Aligned Unstoppable podcast next week. So you can listen back to it if that's your thing. And also for everyone who's here with us, we love to give you as much free stuff as we can. It would give us such a gift to hit the thumbs up or the heart or share it with a friend. That's how we can help more people. So if you're here with us live or on the replay, give us some love back too if you're enjoying this, for sure.
Awesome. Yay. Okay. I have tools to go through and then ritual, but who has questions? So two things. One is in that group, that power up group that I have, which hopefully someone posted the connection. If not, on my website, you can find it. On the winter solstice, so that was just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We hit a 20-year cycle. We had a brand new 20-year cycle. I was in that group, and I had people run their own charts. This happens to be a moon chart, but I had people run their own star charts, and I told them exactly exactly what to look for. I told them what degree to look for, which, look at me, I can't even do this, so that they would know what it hit in their house. So if you're thinking, oh, Kim, you're talking about discernment, you're talking about discipline, you haven't given me enough substance. I don't really know what that means for me. Listen to that, December 21st live I did, and I literally go in what it means for your chart, what it means for you to stop doing, and what it means for you to start doing. It's about freedom. So you want to stop, maybe you want to stop people pleasing, and you want to start choosing you. Or maybe you want to start, you stop holding yourself back and not using your voice and start really speaking. Or maybe you want to get really massively into magic, into intuition, and stop being a little bit, I don't want to say cynical, but holding yourself back. Maybe fearful is a better word for that. So I went through literally, and there's a blog post on my blog that I have this written down. So there's that. The other thing I'm going to do at the beginning of February is, those big clangy things I told you about in February and June and December. I'm going to go through once again. There's 2 places in your chart that's going to hit. I'm going to go once again and tell you those. So, because it gives you more information, because when you don't need to know anything about astrology, you guys. If you know the number, I'm going to give you the number. If you know the number, you know what behaviors you're going to want to employ. And that's more helpful. Here with them, I can only do the flavorings because we're doing, I think thousands of people end up watching this over time, right? So, so I can't go into those specific houses for you, those numbers for you. But you can get the feeling, you can get the zhuzh of it.
Yeah. And are you still doing individual readings?
I am. So I do individual readings. So, and of course, thank you for reminding me of that, because I'm with you. And I'm going to give something away because you're so fabulous, right?
Yay!
So whoever wants to, I'm going to give away 2 things. So my poor marketing people, my poor admin too. So I'm going to literally give away, last year I gave away 20 free calls. I'm going to give away 21 free calls today.
Whoa.
Which is ridiculous. My admin was like, you don't have time. My marketing people, I'm like, you guys, I'm going to do this.
My whole team would be like, oh, don't you try it.
Don't you do? Well, we fixed it. So my admin, we carved out spaces. So go to hopefully one of them is going to give that big long link to it. If not, go to my website and book a call. Put the 2021 forecast with them on the bottom of it.
Great.
So I'll know, and I gift them. I did this last year. I will gift you 20 beautiful minutes, and it'll be all about you, and I'll give you all the answers. If you decide at the end of that you want to hear about how you can work with me, I'm going to give you my 2020 rates.
Wow.
So, which is insane. I know, just insane, but it's them. So, and if you share like a mad person and tag people and do all the things, I might give away a free reveal.
Oh, thank you.
Well, so before I get into tools, I do want to tell you that I am doing a challenge next week for 5 days. It's literally 5 hours. It's going to be 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern time every single morning, and it's about you really getting into discernment and discipline. course I'm going to do that.
Love it.
Of course I'm going to give you actual, like we're going to spend gooey amounts of time in there. And I'm going to give away tons of bonuses because that's just the way I roll.
Yeah.
So like we said, the Karma Cleanse, this forecast, my challenge, M's Intuition Week, and you'll be really well set for 2021. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into some tools. So I talked about Ayani. So Ayani is that goddess. So here's the reason why we use goddess is because we don't quite understand the energy yet. So if you're not that leap of faith person, that's okay. Go into Ayani's energy. She's Celtic. She's like really involved with the earth. She's really involved with the fairy energy. So she has a very earthly feeling. And she's going to be like, go for it. Go for it. Just say yes. And you're going to be like, so that's where you use the goddess.
Love it.
The other thing is think about the 5. Change. And so when things are happening in your life and you're like, just be like, okay, it's change. Okay, I can do this. It's change because it's going to be for the better. It's going to be setting you up for those next 20 years. It's going to be positioning yourself for your best future. So some of the change you're going to be like, and some of the change you're going to be like, and it's okay. If you find yourself clenching your teeth, take a deep breath. There are 2 flower essences that can help you. So flower essences they're soft. They help you say yes when you don't really want to say yes. And you take them and you have water or tea or whatever, and you just put the drops. Like I'm just going to show you. Just put the drops in. So literally, let me just see if I can do this. So literally, you just like you just go 1, 2, 3 drops, and then you just drink the water, and you do it 2 or 3 times a day. So there's, and I don't know why I show these bottles, but I do. It's a habit I have. Okay, so this first one is walnut. Walnut helps you deal with change. It's Bach. You can get it at, I think you can probably buy it on Amazon. Like you can get it at iHerbs, you can get it at like Vita. I think it's VitaCost. You can probably get it at Whole Foods. And then the other one is Serrato. So walnut helps you deal with change. Serrato or Serrato, however you want to pronounce that, is for intuition. It's for you to drop into your inner knowing. It helps with discernment. You can take them together, and they just help give you the ability to soften, to lean in, to say a beautiful, gentle yes. They do. They just kind of like open you a little bit. And like even my voice, I'm like, it's beautiful, right? Those are super helpful. Okay. The tarot for the year, and I'll show you the tarot card, is the Chariot. It's the number 7. It's a major arcana card. And so the 7 is about movement. It's about moving forth. It's about your next step. It's about saying yes to that leveling up. But what you do before that is you take stock. You kind of say, it's kind of like during the full moon. Like you kind of say, like, where have I been? What is groovy about it? What do I want to move forward with me? What do I want to leave behind? And how big do I want to grow? It's a mastery number because it has that, it has that energy that we've been talking about for all of 2020, like discernment, discipline, the yes, the all that stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just a repetition of like that discernment. Like it's so good. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's so good. And this stuff comes in, you guys. Like I literally like just pull a card, and all of a sudden, and I do this stuff like back in October, and I kind of go, and then it always aligns beautifully, and it's always a little crazy.
I know. I love that.
Stones. We have so many stones. Okay. The first stone that came in is pink sapphire, but I have to tell you, like you think pink sapphire, you think like jewelry, right? Well, okay. They really look like this, you guys. They have a little tiny hint of pink, but they look a little bit gray. Okay. So I don't want to diss sapphire because I'm like, okay, I love sapphire, but so what I ended up doing, I ended up buying this like little crystal. Isn't it pretty? I got it on Amazon. I think it was like $10, you guys. And so I just like put in like pink. I think I put in pink crystal. And I love the lotus because think of the blossoming, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of an unfurling. That's a word I'm using. It's shiny and it's pretty and it's pink.
Yeah.
So this to me, I put it right on my altar and I zhuzh it up for like 2 months. This to me is the representation of the pretty sparkly pink sapphire.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think I have that same one, like right up there, but mine's.
Oh my God. Can't make this stuff up, Em. Cannot. Okay. So what other stones? Amazonite. So it's like the Amazon, and then right. Love this stone. This is about truth. So I've got a few of them. They have little lines in them. They're greenish. Yeah. They're all about truth. So this is going to be really nice to like help you see the truth.
Hmm.
Bronzite is about discernment. Love this stone. I got a little palm stone. I got a palm stone. So Em, I saw that you did like a crystal clearing. You had that. I think it was on Insta. I saw that. Awesome.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
go see that. Everybody go see that. It was like a week ago. So go see that. So you want to get your crystals, clear crystals. I get crystals online, you guys. You can go to Etsy. You can go to Amazon. There's all these beautiful dealers that you can get crystals online. You clear them. Follow Em and clear them. And then how do you use them? Palm stones you can hold. You can just hold, and you like them. These little guys you can put in your purse. You can put them on your desk, on your computer. You can put them in your bra. Yep, 100%. This guy, I'm not going to hold this guy. This guy sits on my altar.
Don't put that in your bra.
Yeah, don't put that. That's a little sticky, right? But just to let you know, like how you use them. You can use them in journaling. You can use them to set intentions. You can use them during meditation. So great. Grounding is going to be a thing. So you want to ground. You want to ground this year. We didn't really have to talk about it last year. Even the last few years, grounding is going to be a huge thing. So bronzite helps you ground. Those pink sapphires help you ground. Amazonite, actually, all these help ground. What is midnight moonstone? About the new. So moonstone helps you go with the cycles. That's going to be gorgeous for this year. But the midnight moonstone, or black moonstone, is about the new possibility, new change, like new things happening, exciting, uncertain things, and you get to say yes to them. So making magic. This is all about making magic. Okay, I have animals. All right, there's a yin animal and a yang animal. The yin animal is the spider. So creativity, guys. So anybody who says that they're like, oh, I don't like spiders, I'm like, feminine, creativity, and connection. Think about the webs that they make. Think about that they make things out of thin air.
Yes.
Perfect, beautiful creativity. Very yin though. So think about it. It's like come hither, right? So the spider is like, come.
And this is when I'm getting the tap going. Remind her about collaboration.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Okay. Yes, because that's exactly right. So I'll get to the, don't let me forget this, the yang animal. So I was giving you good times, and then I forgot because I get all caught up in the energies. So the good times right now, so from about the middle of January to the end of January, all the planets will be direct. From February the 20th till it's April 26th, all the planets are direct again. When they're all direct, that means you have forward momentum. That means you go for it. That means things are going to come together. Things are aligned. Things that you didn't think were going to, like happen and connect, do. The best month of the year is September.
Okay.
Best month. Like there aren't, like last year I had to say like, oh my God, you guys, the energies keep building and they just keep being more terrible. And I said like in February, I said, we don't get a good month until December. I don't have to say that this year. We have good, but it's like this. It's like half of March feels really good and the other half doesn't feel good. Half of April feels good, the other half doesn't feel good. So it's just more about like what's your vibe and whether you're more yin or more yang. For you yang folks, you're gonna love it when things are moving forward and everything's going. For you yin people, you're gonna feel it like, oh, I get to bask, I get to marinate. This feels so yummy. But what is it doing for us? It's giving us the ability to do both. When we step into collaboration, this is where we let go of control. We move more into that feminine. We move more into that discerning yes. And we say, let's work together. So that could be with people or with situations, or it could be with like you weaving your product offerings together in a different way. Or you, like last year, what you had to do is if you had brick and mortar, you had to do things online. It looks like that, and it's perfect for the spider. Thanks for reminding me, because I would have forgotten. The collaboration. This is what Emily and I do. Emily says, "Hey, you want to?" And I go, perfect. And think about this: if you widen the lens, you'd say, "Wow, they do really similar things," and we do, but we do them. And this was on the podcast that we talked about. Remember I was talking about the tapestry, and I was saying there's no competition ever.
Right.
There's literally legit. There's no competition ever.
Right.
When you really are in your own lane and you're operating in that discernment and you're in alignment with your gifts, there isn't. There just isn't any competition. So if I were to enter this space holding back, not being like myself, right? Because I'm just, that's not who I am. how would this ring? Like, would this ring true for people? Would this be so gooey good? I had people in October saying that they listened to the 2020 forecast and were like, that was 10 years in. I was like, oh my God. Like, and I was writing this 21 forecast, right? And they were saying forecast. And I'm like, wait, I didn't even put it out there yet. And I was thinking, did I do something that I didn't know? But this is where you want to show up generously. You want to show up with a big yes. You want to show up with an open heart. You want to show up and be so gracious and grateful.
Love it.
We're going to start seeing that. Literally September, you guys, could be crazy town for you.
Oh, I feel that.
Can't you? Didn't you feel the chills of that?
Yeah.
Think about, so when you're looking at, is this a yes for me? Think of, would I want to collaborate with this person? Is there some way we'd want to do something? Is there some way I want to marry this product with this service? Is there some way I want to look at like, for me, I'm doing something with this healing protocol. I have no idea what it's going to look like, but I know it's a big yes. And I know it's probably not just my own. I know I'm going to be working with other people. I just don't know what it looks like yet. But I'm willing to say yes to that because it's very important to do. Yeah. So this is where you don't get, it's a little uncertain. You don't really have all the answers. I guess I'm saying the same thing. It's a shift. It's a change. Say yes to it. The spider will help you.
Yes. Well, I could feel that energy as we were leading up to Karma Cleanse because we were seeing so many people coming in and I was really being pulled and stretched. And I was like, I'm signing up for this. I'm okay with this. And it was that tolerance of like, but I know it's changing and we're wanting to do things differently so that we can open up for that next level to come in. But we sometimes can't tolerate the change and it feels scary and icky.
Well, and especially since you guys were really tired from 2020. I mean, I'm sorry, it's been a lot.
Yeah.
So it's hard. And it was that tension. Like last year, I kept saying, all my meditations were like, let's open up. And I'm like, literally like, with the energy, right? This year, I'm like, literally just started, it was around the solstice. I was like, oh my God, you guys, we have to ground. Because it was the opposite. It was this big open energy, but it was like, no, like, let's come down further in alignment. So this is where, but both those things can be true. You had that karma cleanse, big, huge energy. You had like a gazillion people, right? Yay.
Yay.
But yet, still in alignment, you were still opening, but you were still very focused about what you wanted to do and how you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So,
it was all day ground.
Yeah.
Hold down.
You must have had to ground like a crazy person.
Oh, I mean, before the meditation, usually people are like getting on their trampoline and like hyping themselves up. I was like forehead to the floor. I was hold on for it.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that so much. So let's go into the yang spirit animal and we'll go into ritual. Yeah. So the yang spirit animal is the cockatoo.
Oh,
I know, so fun, right? So they're like either white and they have like this beautiful yellow beak. They're all about talking, using your voice, and about shining their light. They're about like, this is my stage. This is how I want to speak on my stage. This is how I want to shine my gifts. Mm-hmm. So both those energies will be really good. So I give you magical tools because when you're dropping into that yin and that uncertainty, these tools help you. They're like guideposts, if you will. Yeah. But legit, there's like massive practical advice in this. 12 tips, and then I go after them in a different way. There's affirmations in there, and there's all these things in there. So because I love the magical and the practical together.
Perfect. Love it.
Who wants to do ritual? So it came in this morning. It came in at like 6 this morning. So
excitement.
It's channeled.
Love it.
Let's go. Okay. So everybody, we're going to close you're in a safe space. We're going to go into your sanctuary. We're going to ground incredibly, but then we're going to open you up. I'm going to open you up to your past gifts, and we're going to open you up to your future. We're going to go way into the future because we want to open up all that possibility. So close your eyes. Get really super comfortable where you are. You are completely safe. You're grounded. You can feel the floor or the chair beneath you. You can feel your buttocks on the floor or your feet on the floor. You're going to be imagining, we're just going to go through that rootedness right now. Picture some of those crystals, some bronzite or some of that amazonite. Just picture that beautiful pink sapphire just grounding you, helping you open up to the lotus of possibility there in earth. Gorgeously grounded. Now we're going to reach up. I'm going to reach up into the heavens. We're going to go to your beautiful soul star. We're going to connect to all the love and support you have in the world. We're going to open that up wide. Open up your crown chakra, your beautiful third eye wide open, your gorgeous throat, your big, generous heart, higher heart, middle heart, lower heart. Opening up your will in the solar plexus. Opening up that sacral chakra and the divine feminine and masculine. Opening up that root, going down deeply into that earth star, about 1.5 feet below your feet. And we're going to go into the center of the earth. There's the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Oh, she's here for you always, welcoming you, supporting you, loving you beyond measure. She wants you to plant all your seeds into her and grow them deliciously. And she wants you to gift her with anything you'd like to release, because she transmutes it into beautiful, gorgeous energy. And now we're going to drink up all of your possibility, all of your past gifts, and all of your future potential up through your feet, your ankles, your shins and calves, your knees, releasing fear, your thighs and quads, your hips, releasing any scarcity, your beautiful belly, gorgeous right and left side, up through your diaphragm, expanding and activating your will, up into your lungs, breathing in compassion and tenderness, up into your shoulders, letting go of responsibility that's not yours, down your biceps, down your elbows and your forearms and your wrists, activating the manifestation chakras in your palms, out to your fingertips. Any healing that wants to be released, just release it, ignite it, activate it. Beautifully back up your arms, once again letting go in your shoulders, up your neck, your jawline, your chin, your cheeks, your ears, your eyes, your nose and forehead, out the skull and up into the heavens. You are connected to the earth below and the heavens above. And you are completely aligned, beautifully aligned with the yin of possibility and that yang of ignition and awakening. And we're opening to both in gorgeous balance and in that cyclic harmony, so we can do the dance. We're going to envision ourselves like on a surfboard, and we're going to be able to do the dance between the yin and yang, do the dance between the right and the left, the spiritual and the magical, the past and the future, beautifully surfing in grace and in ease and with freedom and joy. As we drink this in, what I want you to do is I want you to put yourself in your sanctuary, wherever that is. It could be a beautiful room in your home. It could be in a meadow, on a mountain, in the woods, at the beach, wherever you feel so completely supported and so open to opportunity. I'm just going to put you right there, and you can feel the sunlight on your face. You can feel a gentle breeze. You can smell either the sea air or the mountain air or the moss in the forest, wherever you are, those beautiful wildflowers in the meadow, or the desert, the cacti, that beautiful, like sandy, like dry air. Wherever you are is perfect. And as you sit here, I want you to reflect. I want you to ponder, and I want you to think about 2 or 3 things that you love about yourself. You love how brave you are. You love how you say yes to. You love the skill that you have. You love the experience that you've gained. We want you to really capture all that and celebrate it fully, deeply, completely. Breathe it in. Open yourself up to you. You are magnificent, just the way you are. Fully embody that. And as you're sitting here in your sanctuary, in whatever place that may be, I want you to picture that it's 50 years from now. And there are 2 or 3 of your great-great-grandchildren sitting at your feet. And they're looking up at you with starry eyes. And they're saying, can you please tell me about something that you did and you said yes to that scared you a little bit? But when you look back, you're so grateful that you said yes. And then tell me, what did it open up for your life? What did it bring you? What was your deepest desire that you allowed to manifest? Was it deep abiding love? Was it legacy? Was it financial freedom? Was it success? Was it expertise? Was it magic? Was it power? How did it feel to say yes? Tell me, what didn't you know? And how did you say yes to that? How did you welcome all of that uncertainty? What power and influence did you gain? What magic and intuition did you tap into? What love did you birth? What seeds did you plant? Because we can see them, all of them, deliciously. We can see them fully grown, and we wanted to know what it was like when they were birthing, and they were in their infancy, and they were tender, and they needed to be cared for. We are so in awe of you for saying such a big yes and making it happen. We want to be just like you. I want you to breathe this in. Picture the desert and the cacti, or the sea, the ocean breezes, or the mountaintop with that crisp air, or the meadow with the wildflowers, or the forest for those beautiful trees and the moss. You're fully grounded, and as you look around you, you can see all that you have planted. You can see the abundance that it's given you, the freedom that it allowed, and the ease that it graced into your life. You can feel that you are loved beyond measure for being exactly you. You are magnificent just the way you are. And you say yes to your future. We're blowing the seeds out into the world right now, and the earth is accepting the planting. For you are fully grounded into the earth and fully connected to the heavens. Fully aligned. Soul star, crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral, left and right hip, root, earth star. And you're fully ignited. All of your cells are alive with the yes. Joy, freedom, calm, peace, passion, abundance, love, magic. Let's be really grateful. Grateful to the stars and the gifts that they give. Grateful to the crystals and the support that they allow. Grateful to those flower essences, and to the goddess, and to the tarot, and to all of the magic. Grateful to Emily. Grateful to me. Grateful to you here in this connected space. The interface is complete. Whenever you're ready, I'd like you to come back into the chair, space, room. I'd like you to wiggle your fingers and your toes, kind of rub your legs, rub your arms, roll your neck, kind of give yourself a hug, really imprint this energy. Fully grounded, and yet completely open. Basking, say hello to your sanctuary. The future is planted there. Anytime you go back and visit, future is imprinted right there. Happy 2021.
Ooh, thank you.
Welcome.
Oh, I love that. And for anybody who is new to doing this work or this level of energy work, you might feel a little lightheaded. Just stay with your feet on the ground. Yes.
Water.
Drink lots of water. Get outside in nature. Yeah, everyone's crying. It's fine. It's good. It's good, good, good.
So good. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, take a few moments just for you.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of bask in the energy. Just let yourself kind of ease into the day. And yeah, go out in nature. Take like 3 deep breaths. Just kind of drink it all in.
And I also just kind of want to acknowledge you all for being so open to allowing this work to happen for you. And the reason why that's triggering those feelings of joy and that the blissful crying is because you're connecting to the essence of your soul and you're feeling in your truth. And there's something that no one can tell you about, but you feel it for yourself. And you went on your own journey into that essence. And so imagine if you're able to tap into that every single day and just be that person each and every day. It's so powerful. This is you. So take some time just to maybe journal now and see what came up for you. I want to acknowledge you for doing this work too. So thank you. And what a gift, Kim. Everybody. Tears are flowing. Yeah. So again, I know Kim, your team has been amazing with dropping all of your links on here. Let's just real quickly go through them one more time. KimWoods.com.
Yep.
Great.
So and then it's 2021/business/forecast if you want the guides. It's book a call if you want to grab one of those calls. And also too, if you want to go into the Power Up group, it's on Facebook. And hopefully someone put the link in. It's called Power Up. Come in. We have so much fun. It's just so great. You'll get glimpses into you. We'll do the moon. We do the oracle every month. We set intentions. We do all the yummy things. And then the challenge next week, guys. It's gonna be awesome. So.
And what's the name of the challenge?
It's called it's a 5-day true KLT challenge. It's about knowing, liking, and trusting yourself. And I have a new quiz and I've got some bonuses. It's going to be like awesome. It's really about dropping in.
So good. And in case you guys haven't fallen in love with Kim, we all like everybody who's in my circle who knows her and loves her, and we've had a reading, so we're all like, yeah, we're like, who am I? Like, we know it's Kim because she has these delicious words that you can just you could eat them while she's talking. She's so much fun. Obviously, you know this. Good. She put your KLT.
Oh, good. Yay.
Challenge on there. Cool. So if you guys enjoyed this, please hit the thumbs up, the heart, share it out with a friend. Of course, you can always take a screenshot of us and share it on your Instagram stories and tag us. We love that stuff. So thank you all for being here. And an hour and 9 minutes, we did this. Freaking awesome, right?
Oh, yeah. Yay.
So good. All right, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your week. Sign up for Kim's challenge. Make sure you get into Intuition Week in a few weeks, EmilyAarons.com/IW, and have a great year. We hope to stay in close touch with all of you.
Absolutely.
All right, lots of love. Bye, everybody.